Hi, everyone. Don't know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if I am coming through. I am in my office. I'm not in my regular studio, as you can tell with my wife's stuff behind me. Yes, she is military and that or military stuff behind me. But today we're going to be talking about what is going on in DC because this one is definitely an interesting one. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This case is Picone versus United States. It was appealed at the DC level. So this isn't a federal case. Uh, Basically, this guy was busted for having a gun, and he appealed to the Superior Court of DC, and that did not go his way. So he appealed to the District Court of Appeals for DC, not the federal District Court of Appeals, but the District Court of Appeals. And he claimed that it was impossible for him to get a firearm and exercise his constitutional right because he was under the age of 21. He was over 18, but under 21. So he moved to get the case dismissed because he stated that because he was under 21 and over the age of 18, District of Columbia was infringing on his right. The District uh, of Columbia, DC's law says no person shall carry within the District of Columbia, either openly or concealed, or on their person, a pistol without a license pursuant to District of Columbia law. And it goes on to say that a person who submits an application for a license to carry a pistol shall certify and demonstrate that he or she is at least 21 years of age. So it seemed like open and shut case. Um, he argued, what the hell? Hold on. Okay. He argued he is part of the people. The people is mostly considered people 18 and over, according to a lot of courts. DC would argue that for most of the history, the age of the people was 21, which isn't exactly true when it comes to firearms because firearms laws have been different. They wouldn't be able to justify that age with using historical analogs. So they try to use historical analogs where the age of the majority is 21 for most of US history. But if you look at it this way, look who's joining me. If you look at it this way, that never applied to firearms. And in other places where they set the age at 21, like originally the age of vote was 21, they specifically called that out. But they did not call that out in the Second Amendment. So is the people 21 or 18? I believe that it's 18 because the age of the he left or something. Did you click off? I don't know. Weird.
No.
Because the age of majority is 18. In his motion to dismiss, he said a total ban on the population of individuals. He said the law basically is a total ban on the entire population of individuals from exercising a core constitutional right. Now, hold on for 1 second here.
Militia Act of 1792, 18 to 45. I think FGM. That's a good point. Lightning McQueen says that you only have to be 12 years old for a Pennsylvania hunting license. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's absolute horse manure.
Yeah, well, that's what they try to argue. But now what the DC is saying, and this, trust me, it's going to be interesting to you. But basically, what they are saying is that uh, assuming that assuming without deciding that 18 to 21-year-olds with no criminal history are part of the people, that the Second Amendment protects. So I said, okay, well, they're trying to say that it's protecting. But then they said that DC can go ahead and ban 18 to 21 people from carrying firearms.
That's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it really is because they said that even though that they're part of the people, they have no right to purchase, possess, or carry a gun.
And does it specifically? It just says what, a firearm or a handgun
This
or
is a firearm.
wow. So then an 18-year-old couldn't even go purchase a rifle or a shotgun based on that logic?
Based on that logic, yeah.
So what kind of implications does this have, like,
No,
based
it's
on?
an as applied. It's an as applied thing. So it really doesn't.
Oh, okay.
The law
Mhm.
stand. He doesn't get off of the law. They said that there is a strong indicator that modern regulations fall within a permissible category of regulations.
Mm,
Yeah.
dang.
Let me read this to you. I'll share this. I'll let you read this, Stark.
Jeff Betts, that's a good point. He said then 18, 19, and 20-year-olds cannot be in the military.
And Rich is here too.
Flying Rich, you look great.
Thank you for commenting on my looks.
Sure.
All right, here it goes. Go ahead and read this, Dark.
All right, let me get a little zoomy zoom. We assume, without deciding, that 18 to 21-year-olds with no criminal history are part of the people that the Second Amendment protects. We nonetheless conclude that the challenged regulations are consistent with our nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. We find persuasive recent decisions by two federal circuit courts of appeals, NRA v. Bondi, blah, 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 holding that.
One was the one down in Florida, by the way.
Yeah, I was saying
Out of the
holding that
other
a
circuit.
Florida law prohibiting the purchase of firearms under 21 is constitutional as applied to people between the ages of 18 and 21 because the law is consistent with our historical tradition of firearm regulation.
All right, just go down here. This says holding that a federal regulation prohibits.
Holding that a federal regulation prohibiting the commercial sale of handguns to individuals under the age of 21 is constitutional because from English common law to America's founding and beyond, our regulatory tradition has permitted restrictions on the sale of firearms to individuals under the age of 21. See also blah, blah, blah.
Well, they're mostly counting on English common law there, which is before the founding of the country. So
yeah. That the trial court erred in preliminary enjoining a Colorado law establishing 21 as the minimum age for the sale and purchase of guns. Just doesn't specify, it just says guns, because an age-based restriction on the commercial sale of firearms is presumptively lawful under Heller, and the Colorado law does not employ abusive ends in ensuring that guns, quote, are held by law-abiding responsible persons, end quote. Considerable portion of our country has made the normative judgment that setting a minimum age at 21 is appropriate to ensure that firearms are held by responsible, law-abiding persons in accordance with the Second Amendment. The en banc 11th Circuit set forth a comprehensive historical analysis, doubt that, in Bondi. We adopted the analysis in relevant part as follows. At the founding, a person was an infant or a minor in the eyes of the law until age 21. The founders' generation shared the view that minors, i.e., anyone under the age of 21, lacked the reason and judgment necessary to be trusted with legal rights.
yeah, but they also carved out firearms in that, and also that should we go back to 21 to vote?
To
And
vote, to go to the military,
yeah,
to
that there's nowhere in the Constitution that it states the age.
no. It's just been assumed that once an individual is 18 and they become an adult, that, and actually a lot of people, a lot of constitutional scholars have determined that, and I mean, an individual's natural rights begin when they're born, right?
So this is basically, they're basically saying that people under the age of 21 don't have the whatever.
Okay. You want me to continue?
No. Then it says that because of that, because the age of 21.
Well, it even said minors lack the disposable income to purchase firearms. Like, then why are you fighting against it, you idiots?
It sounds self-regulating at that point.
And they
Yeah,
said
right.
some states before some states basically prevented people under 21 from joining the militia, but it's whatever.
Yeah, they're all over the place. This is such a sad like bundle of paragraphs that doesn't even make sense. In some, they're being so ridiculously specific,
Well,
but then here they're like
can I show you something I find funny?
Sure.
Moreover, read from there.
Where's moreover?
The very top.
Oh, moreover, during the founding era, minors generally lacked unrestricted access to firearms. Absolutely not.
Hold
At
on,
least
they're gonna tell you why.
At least 21 of the 24 states admitted to the Union had enacted laws that placed the onus on parents to provide minors with firearms for militia service. These laws, the court observed, reflected that at common law, minors could not purchase weapons for themselves.
So
Okay,
basically, the law said if you're under 21, you couldn't buy your firearm. Your parents had to buy you a firearm.
so you have to make a straw purchase to give your kids firearms.
No, but I was saying because of that, since 20, like the majority of the states said that if your kid wanted a firearm and he was under 21 and he couldn't afford one, you had to buy it himself. They used that as a excuse to say, well, that shows that they couldn't.
Yeah,
It's like, all right,
that's
well,
the parents generally have the means, right? They have the
yeah.
ability, even if it's just the skills and ability to make or customize and tune firearms or shorten stocks and forends or barrels or whatever. Like this constant regulation of every single thing has gotten so far out of control. It is totally tarded.
Then they said, then they said, well, at the end of the 19th century, which, hey, Rich, you there?
Yes.
19th century, uh,
1800s.
1800s. By the late 1800s, there was laws preventing some people under 21 from getting guns. The
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
1800s, that's over 100 years
after
from
Right.
the
the founding
founding.
era.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's what I was
And
pointing at
and
when I
so they're
said,
going back to, because we were racist at one point, we can determine who gets guns.
yeah. But that's kind of what I was poking fun at. It's like, in all these other paragraphs, it's like just oddly specific. I mean, like stupid specific about a bunch of things. And then it's like, yeah, mid to like they're citing case law,
Because when
particular
we were lynching
cases.
the newly freed slaves, we didn't want them shooting back, so we didn't let them have guns.
But in here it says mid to late 19th century. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, first off, you're not referencing the exact time. You're not referencing the exact cases. You're just saying mid to late 19th century.
It,
Like,
Well,
it,
then they talk about
it,
how the age of the majority changed, but somehow they're saying the age of the majority changed, but not for the Second Amendment. That stayed the same.
yeah,
But
it's
for
almost
everything
like
else, it changed.
it changes every year.
if they're citing British common law, I mean, didn't we shoot them in the face?
We did. Lots of air conditioning was installed in the faces of tyrants.
Because of that, they basically denied the appeal, saying that if you're between 18 and 21, you have no you have no right to a firearm.
Gay.
That's the asterisk with invisible ink on the Second Amendment that I keep missing.
Yeah,
Yeah. You got to have the UV pin light as well,
exactly.
dude. I'm not surprised. Constant ridiculousness.
Well, this is not the federal appeals court in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
This is the D.C. appeals court.
So can
Still
they be
gay.
hauled away by the National Guard?
Maybe they could bulldoze them with the homeless encampments and get them out of there too.
I don't know. Oh, by the way, I did put up a short about the transgender gun ban and how it's not exactly what it seems.
How so? What do you mean?
Well, I'll discuss it more tomorrow. I'll just get into a little bit of it now. There was a rumor going around about transgender gun rights. CNN reported it, another saying that they're going to ban transgender people from having guns. That I talked to several people that were actually in the room. It was someone. It was mentioned, but it was mentioned in passing. Like, hey, maybe we should look into this. And everyone in the room was like, no, you can't do that. It's unconstitutional.
Okay, so let me ask this because this is an interesting topic. On the count of three, I want everyone to answer. Okay, do you guys think that we should restrict access to firearms to transgender people? On the count of three. One,
You already know what I'm.
two,
You already know my
three.
thought. I've made it very,
No.
very clear what I thought.
Rights are rights for everybody, no matter what. Period.
Bingo. There is no restriction, right? And this is where they constantly talk about equality, but then trample all over equality in every other possible way. It is absolutely ridiculous. And this true equality is people that are suffering from gender dysphoria, that have no idea who they are, that are suicidal and homicidal. They go out and do something terrible. Well, thank God that I have the same natural rights and can shoot them in the face. That's equality.
Well,
Well,
we're going to be talking about it more tomorrow. I'm going to do a more episode because I think there was a point of that story leaking because I have some more information on what was actually said and why it wasn't a big deal. When it was said, but we're gonna get into that. I think I know why that became such a big story. But I want to hold it until tomorrow.
Well, one day it'll be, these people that are, extremely, politically charged individuals need to have their rights, restricted as well. It's never going to stop, right? It's like it will only continue to get worse and worse. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Things have gotten better, and they're always going to continue doing their best to make things worse.
Yep. I have 2 articles coming out tomorrow. By the way, I think 2 articles coming out tomorrow, maybe 3 or 4.
Nice.
I don't know. I got like 5 articles coming out. I'm not sure when, but check them out on MLN.com. We're gonna just wrap up here. I got to get back on a call. I've been on a call, working on some stuff here.
I'm actually working on my show. I'm going to be starting my show here in about 46 and a half minutes because I go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to end the show so you can get ready for your show. DLD After Dark is the channel.
Thank you.
Definitely go check him out. Great guy. Maybe Rich will co-host with him because Rich seems to always co-host with everyone.
I'm going to guess that Rich is already laying down in bed with very little clothes on, which is why his camera is not on. And by the way, I'm working on
I'm in the kitchen.
He's wearing a
wow.
orange Mom's Demand action shirt.
Yes, I love it.
No, I also want to do something on every town's new gun class they're offering.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
What is it? How to melt down a firearm using Benchmade?
I think it's where to saw the barrel in half when you're sawing your husband's AR-15 in half.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
By the way, just so everyone knows, Benchmade has a side hustle of destroying firearms for the federal government and for law enforcement agencies.
That's why I don't own any Benchmade knives, even though they're really nice knives.
Yeah, they do make some nice knives. Some of them. Yeah, I would rather get a knife from DefinitionKnives.com.
But I would rather give Definition Knives because I know those guys over there at Definition Knives are no compromise.
I actually, you know what? It's funny. I got the Journalist in my hand right here.
That Journalist is my signature knife, by the way.
It is. It is named after John Crump, or in honor of John Crump. Also, right now, I am working on a totally 3D printed 1022 bento box. So that big blue and purple thing up there is so far only 3 pieces, but I'm doing a purple and blue wild berry Pop-Tart bento box, which is a totally 3D printed 1022. The barrel is 3D printed. It uses a barrel liner. It's so dope. I'm pumped about that.
I got someone, I believe. So yes. Fragot's been stuck in a tree for about a month now.
Stuck in a tree?
Yeah. Yeah, it's stuck in a tree. It's a long story.
Well, we love you, Frag Out. And we love Frag Out Firearms and Frag Out Design Studios.
Yep, we definitely do. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll come back tomorrow with 2 stories. We'll see. We'll see which one I decide to cover first, but there will be 2 stories. Yep. And with that, we're out of here. Thank you so much. And have you seen all the news? Yeah, I know about Alberta, Saskatchewan. Yeah, I have talked all about it.
Dang.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you guys later, and bye.
We'll see you sexy YouTube mother lovers next time.